above all other gods, we lay our crown and worship you. Oh, be lifted above all other gods. We lay our crowns and worship you. Oh, be lifted above all other gods. We lay our crowns and worship you. Oh, glorious God, we praise your name. We lay our crown and worship you. Oh, glorious God, we praise your name. We lay our crown and worship you. Above all other gods, we lay.
Good evening, good evening. And welcome to good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, friends, wherever you are. Good evening, friends, wherever you are. I just want to celebrate the grace of God over your life. I want to wish you happy new month. And also, if you're Nigerians or you have Nigerian friends and family, today is also 64 year independence of Nigeria. I just want to say a very big thank you to all the wishes, all the prayers, and it is my prayer that this month of October, which is the the last quarter of the year 2024. I want to pray that it will not be your last quarter, and 2024 will not be your last year. In the name of Jesus, once again, I wish you a very beautiful month, a month of peace, a month of joy, free of stress, free of afflictions, challenges, and tribulations. I pray that this month shall be better for you than the last month. And I pray that this quarter shall be the best quarter for you. So wherever you are, friends, I just want to say happy new month to you, and happy new month to your friends and family, and happy independence to all Nigerians. This afternoon or evening, it depends on where you are in any part of the world. I just want to make a quick broadcast, and I call it 7 tips that you need to embrace to survive the current climate, the current season, the current situation. You see, without any shadow of doubt, things are difficult all over the world. It's all over the world. And let me say this to you. It's not just that things are difficult in Africa, particularly they're difficult in Nigeria. No, things are difficult everywhere in the world. And I want you to understand this. I have family, my brothers and sisters, my nephew, my uncle, my niece, and I have investment and vested interest in Nigeria as well. So when I'm talking, you don't just think that, well, you don't know what you're talking about because you do not live there. So, you know, I have a stake there as well, and I have a stake here where I am at the moment. So by the grace of God, I have 2 nations that I'm praying for, that the blessing of God will be upon those 2 nations in the name of Jesus. But I just quickly need to share these tips with you, that in this climate that we're in, how to survive the present climate. It's not something that we've never heard before. Perhaps it's just something that I need to emphasize again, because I did talk about it some few weeks ago about repositioning yourself. I just want to make it clear now that 7 tips that you need to embrace. As I've said, tips number 1, you see, never curse your country. I get the point that the economy is bad. There's inflation. There's serious challenges. Don't get me wrong, because as I've said to you, I have family, I have investments, I have things over there as well. And I do come there also. Not that, don't think that I just stay here, that I never come. I do come about 4 or 5 times in a year. So that will tell you that I'm well grounded. But I have never seen any nation, particularly, let me just tell you, that one of the things that I love about United Kingdom and United States is that they disagree with their leaders. They protest against them. They do all sorts of things against, they do when things are not working. You see, but what you will never find them doing, that you will never find them cursing their own country. And this is something I have been talking about for years. That why is it that we are the only country that I know, there may be others, that the moment things are not right, the next thing we do is to curse that country. You go to church, you go to mosques, you do the Isheshe, as they do now in Nigeria, which is the African traditional worshippers. And the only thing that you will come back and do is to begin to curse your own country. Do you know that indirectly you're cursing yourself, you're cursing your generation, you're cursing your own children? And that's basically what you're doing. Because you will never see British cursing their own country. Maybe I need to narrow it down. You will never see English or Welsh or Scottish or Irish, all the 4 nations that made up to become United Kingdom. You will never see them cursing their own country. You will never see them. Neither will you see America cursing America. They will, they will argue, they will protest, they will do everything. But the love for their country is unbelievable. All those nations you're talking about, there are poor people too. There are people that cannot afford to have 3 square meal. There are people that that are homeless. There are people that are going through the challenge. They live in poor area, not able to pay their fees, going to different school. The school of the poor and all that. We have it all over the world. But let's emulate what they do that we don't do. They pray for their nation. You will hear the Americans say, God bless United States of America. And British, you will never see them cursing their own nation. What they will hear is that we'll take our country back. And any government that is not doing the right thing, they will vote them out, irrespective of your allegiance to that particular party. Their country is more important to them than any allegiance or loyalty to any party. So you will never see them cursing their own country. You see, I don't want you to take this to be personal. I am not, I do not belong to any political party whatsoever. Even in United Kingdom, I have voted for Labour before. I have voted. In fact, this is the second time. The last election was the second time I will ever vote for Labour. The first time was Tony Blair, then this one. In the past, I've voted for Conservatives. I have voted for Christian Party. I have voted for the Green Party. I have voted in the past for Liberal because I look at their policy. The policy that is that appeals to me at that particular time is what I vote for. So I have conservative ideology, but at the same time I'm quite liberal. So I do not belong to any party. There is country that I live most of my life, and I have lived in this part of the world more than, let me say 2/3 of my life. I have lived in this part of the world 2/3 of my life. And if you can calculate, you will know how many years that is. So, but I love my country of birth, and I love these nations too. Nation that gave me voice, that gave me stability, that gave me future. I schooled here, I went to universities here, I had all my studies here. So, but I still love my nation of birth. So I cannot curse my nation of birth, neither will I curse my nation of residence. So you need to have this in mind, that cursing your nation is a wrong way to go. I have said this many months ago on radio, on this platform, even in the church. I have said it many times. So I don't want you to take it personally, because I know, I just want you to understand that the economic situation is a general problem that is affecting everyone. Let me give you an example. You see my electricity bill, used to be, 38 pounds a month. It's now gone up to 86 pounds. In the last 1 year or more, I've been paying 86 pounds a month. My gas is gone up tremendously, like everyone that lives in this part of the world. My car, I used to insure my car for 600 pounds. Now, the car, I've never claimed in the 38 years I've been driving in this country with British license. I have never had an accident. I have never claimed on insurance. Last year, my insurance went up to 1,900. I screamed, I shouted. This year, it's gone up now to 3,000 pounds. So you see, I just want you to see that even the rich is sweating. As they say, the rich is also crying. So the economic situation is terribly bad all over the world. And we just pray that by the grace of God, things will turn around much better. So there are tips I just want to encourage you to embrace, so that you have a better breakthrough, a better tomorrow, and you will be able to navigate yourself through whatever you're going through. Tips number two is that suspend all projects for now until things get better. Suspend all projects for now until things get better. Because don't kill yourself because you You have set yourself a target so that you must meet the target by all means. If you die, what now happens to the target? I mean, that's the question you need to ask yourself. Look, you see, you all the houses you are struggling to build to that you want to kill yourself about. What makes you to think your children are going to live there? I go to Nigeria all the time. I never sleep in my father's house. And as a matter of fact, it's costing me money to maintain my father's house, that I never sleep there. So I just want you to understand that why do you think that your children will sleep in that house that you want to kill yourself for? So what makes you to think that the same children do not have their own ambition to buy their own house, to build their own house? As a matter of fact, you see, my father's house at the time was, a state of the art, was a beautiful place, beautiful house. Was the best house on our road at the time. But today it's an old house. There are new designs, new development, new things and all that. So by the time your children get to that level, they will demolish the house and rebuild. So why wasting your time? Why do you want to kill yourself about that? You must complete the project. So if it's not really important, if it's not going to enhance your life, then you do not need to kill yourself about it. If you do not complete it now, you can complete it at another time. So it is your health that really matters. It doesn't matter what time you build a house. It's time you build that you live in it. So, but build your health. Build your own life. Don't run yourself down to the graveyard. Don't allow the casket waiting as a home to quickly take you now. It's not the time for you to enter into that casket. So you can do something about it so that the casket and the casket maker will not be able to collect money from your relations, and that place will not be your home yet. So, and I say suspend all your projects for now until things normalize, until things get better. Don't kill yourself because you have a target to meet. Number 3 tips. As much as possible, I say this to someone. Avoid what I call frivolous spending, unreasonable spending. Avoid it completely. Always ensure that you buy what is necessary and what is important. Look, let me give you an example. Ashwebi is not compulsory. Ashwebi is not important. Now, if because you do not buy the ashwebi, they're not going to invite you to the party, stay at home. Let me tell you something. When your economy improve, when your financial status improve, people that get angry with you, they will find their way to make up with you. They will find their way to settle things with you. But at the moment, don't turn yourself to become a beggar. Don't turn yourself to become a nuisance. Because you want to live like everyone. You want to be like everyone. You want to measure up. Look, the thing is, wear what you have. As long as you are not naked. As long as you are not naked, wear what you have. If for that reason, anyone that genuinely and sincerely likes you, cares for you, loves you, will not say because you do not buy my ashwebi, you cannot come to my function. And if such individual said so, then you know where you stand with that kind of a person. So don't over budget. Don't kill yourself. Don't run yourself to the mortuary before your time. So always ensure you buy what is necessary. You buy what is important. The number four tips is going to be pretty short. Endeavor to differentiate between your needs and your wants. Needs are things that you require because they are very essential, they are very important. Those are needs. Food is necessary. Let me clear. Clothes is not. You are not naked yet. And you will not be naked. Shoes is not necessary. You have enough in your closet that you can wear. You only need black, blue shoes. And it goes with any black, blue, and brown. It goes with anything. You already have the shoes to match whatever clothes you have. Don't run yourself down. Don't kill yourself before your time. You see, wants are things you like, you desire to have, but they are not necessary. They are not necessary. You want them, but you can do without them. They are not needs. So shelter is a need. Food is a need. But you changing your cars is want. Changing clothes, changing your shoes, changing your clothes, changing your phone. They are wants. They are not needs. And that is one thing we need to understand clearly. I mean, imagine that iPhone 16 that just came out, they've been sold over 2 million in Nigeria. Somebody is already struggling to go and get that. And these ladies and this individual do not have a job. But what you're crazy about is to buy iPhone 16. And I just don't understand the kind of people, and that individual now will be causing Nigeria, will be causing the nation. Because, things are bad, economy is there, but all your target is to get iPhone 16 Pro Max, which is over 2 million naira. As difficult as things are, that amount of money can still do a lot of things in some people's lives. Some people can use that money to transform their own life, transform their family, set up business. So think that there is a clear difference between needs and wants. Don't let your wants send you to early graveyard. Number 5, as of now, you see, it is advisable to go for your needs and not wants. It is advisable to go for your needs, not wants. Because that is the best thing to do. Look, go for your needs, not wants. Your needs is what really matters. Look, if you cannot eat 3 square meals, if you can eat 1 or 2, the third one will not kill you. Even, let me be clear with you, the moment you are comfortable, you hardly eat 3 square meals. It is not an act of poverty that I don't eat breakfast because I don't have the time. So in most cases, I only eat twice a day. In most cases, sometimes it's just once a day. Not that I cannot afford it. If I want to eat 4 or 5 times a day, yes, I can. But the thing is, you just need to get certain things clear. That the economy that is what we have in today's world, there's a need for you to apply wisdom. Don't eat your retirement now. Don't finish your retirement now. Don't finish it now. Save towards your retirement. You see, don't put the burden on your children that they must look after you compulsorily. If they do, glory be to God. But also, you make provision for your tomorrow. Make provision for yourself. I live in a part of the world that you even make provision for your burial. You make provision for your burial so that you don't put burden on anyone. So, as of now, I say again, it is advisable to go for your needs, not your wants. Changing your phone from 15 to 16 or whatever it is not a need. So it's not a need. As long as your phone is still doing all the necessary things, you can receive a call, send a text, you can do WhatsApp, you can check all your social media handles. Then that is enough for now. That's what you need for now. When things turn around for you, then you can change what you need to change. So it is just a simple tips of common sense on how to survive this current situation. It's not just in Africa, it's also United Kingdom, it's also in United States. As I've said to you, why I love United Kingdom and United States is you will never see them, cursing their own country. They will pray and bless their country. They can disagree with their leadership, with the political leaders, economic business leaders, and all that. Even religious leaders, they can disagree. But there's a common ground that their nation is more important than any one of them all. So don't curse your country. Don't curse. Don't put a curse on. Cursing your country, you are cursing the generation. You are cursing your own children, your children's children. It doesn't matter where you live in any part of the world. You can still trace your genealogy back to your country of birth. So why putting a curse on those countries then? This is what you never find British and America doing. Then number 6, the most important thing now is your health. Your health matters. When the economy is in a mess, statistics have shown that health will suffer. Is it not when it is when you are in good health that you can go out and work, you can plant things, you can save against tomorrow, you can you can work on projects. So if you want to enjoy the labor of your hands, then you need to work on your health. You need to look after your health. Certain things are really, really important that you need to take care of. The silent killer today is high blood pressure, cholesterol. They kill so fast. Same people that went to bed, and said good night to their partner, but they never woke up the following morning. Cardiac arrest, heart attack. It can kill anyone, any day, anytime, whether rich or poor. So that is the more reason that you need to be concerned about your health. That matters. It is your good health that can make you to make money tomorrow. It is when you are healthy, your mind is, your brain and your mind is very sound. It is then you can think, you can reflect. It is then the strength of God in you can propel you to make wealth. So think about it. Then the final and the last 7 tips, that in the midst of all this chaos, in the midst of all these challenges, in the midst of all this tribulation, economic disaster, political instability, with most nations of the world, they are going through at the moment, and there is a war in the Middle East, there's a war in Ukraine. United States do not even know, what is going on. There is the political divide. So the nation is polarized. There a whole lot of hostilities and hatred. And you have United Kingdom that just had election, and even the party that had majority, they also having issues. You've been hearing MPs stepping down, criticizing the government. Look, everywhere in the world, things are not the way it used to be. But can I tell you something? God still remains God. God still remains constant. Nothing in him is ever changed. But still the same God of yesterday, God of today, God of tomorrow. Whatever we're going through at the moment, it has happened in the past. In 1 Kings chapter 17, the widow of Zarephath was in that kind of a dilemma. But guess what? In the middle of that difficult moment, God made provision for her. If you read the 2 Kings chapter 7, there was a famine in Samaria. In the middle of all that, God made provision. In Genesis chapter 26, there was famine in the land. Isaac was about to move into Egypt, to go, him and his family, to go and look for shelter. But the Lord told him to stay where he was. And guess what? God met his need. So, in the middle of all this is not the time to forsake God, or the time to get discouraged in serving the Lord. As a matter of fact, I just want to say this to someone. This is the time for you to serve God more. Events and circumstances and records have shown clearly, in a situation like this, God tends to prosper his own children. God tends to respond to the needs of his own children. So these are the 7 tips, friends, that I want to share with you And I pray that this season too will pass, that together we will celebrate, we will rejoice the goodness of God in the land of the living. So that's what I have come to share with you today. Happy New Month and happy independence to all Nigerians, both home and in diaspora. Until such a time I come your way again, don't forget to subscribe to Impact Royal TV on YouTube and also on Facebook. So thank you so much for being a blessing. Thank you, my beloved sister, Apostle Denise Smith. I appreciate you. You know I love you so much. Thank you, son Emmanuel. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. My name is Dr. Tayo Ogunmefun. Have a nice evening. Try to share on your wall. Let somebody be blessed. 7 tips to survive this season. Until such a time, come your way again. Enjoy the rest of your evening.